Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, my Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Oh Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Oh Krishna, oh my Lord. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Shri Krishna, Chaitanya. Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 my Lord Krishna. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. So Shama Sundari, don't worry. Krishna won't leave. He has to go sometimes. And he'll come back. He always comes back. He's just restless. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. No, the gopis can't even keep him. You know, they plead, they cry, don't leave. But he just goes and hides somewhere for a while, sometimes. But then he comes back when you call him. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. See, Rupa Goswami. Krishna, Krishna. Raghunath Das. Yeah, Padmavali I was reading by Rupa Goswami, collection of verses from pure devotees. O Madhusudan, if a wise person in his heart serves your lotus feet, that's a wise person, man, who serves the lotus feet of the Lord, which are his name, his pastimes, his qualities. Yes. So, you know what surrender is? I'm realizing more is surrender your unhappiness, man. Surrender your problems. Yeah, that's wisdom. Surrender to the name. All these problems. Talk about Krishna. Surrender like that. Surrender the false. It's the false identification that makes you unhappy. Yeah, you can cultivate all the inner child work you want. See, you put your attention there. It's all. That's the psychologist's way. This is a nice way. Just keep chanting. Surrender. See, surrender your attention to that more. And then your problems will go. Your unhappiness is all just meditating on the false ego too much. So practice this. You don't have to be repressed or anything. Just keep practicing. Okay? That's wisdom is this verse here. Beautiful wisdom. A wise person in his heart serves your lotus feet. See? Serve, keep hearing, keep chanting the pastimes of Lord Caitanya, and Radha and Krishna. See? Yeah. And by, all our unhappiness will go. Yeah. And then, then there's nothing, then you stay more and more happy because all this meditation on the false ID, the real ID, identify with the Lord's lotus feet. Yeah. Identify with real knowledge. Yeah, you just triggered me. Yeah, of course. See, truth triggers. Yeah, what does it trigger? It triggers all that stuff again. See, stuff to meditate on. See? And everybody will say, "Oh, you poor thing," and this keeps it going. And you just keep talking about these things. And just feeding that, and then it comes back and forth and back. So truth is going to trigger. So just keep practicing when you get triggered. Keep practicing meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. That's all I can say, until you become happy continuously. Trigger fingers. Sorry, man. Hair trigger here. Truth is triggering, man. Okay? Triggers people's attachment to the false identification, which just makes everybody, it makes you unhappy. People like to feed that too, with your attention. See? It just keeps it going. And then, and then you're okay for a while, and then it comes back again. So you just keep practicing thinking about Krishna's pastimes during this time, even. Otherwise, it's a very long road. See? Truth triggers everybody, But I have faith that it's the healer, man, You know how many gurus I trigger just by saying they're not qualified if they don't have prema? Oh, triggered. I'm triggered. You triggered me. Bah, 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 bah. What to do? Where should I stop preaching? Truth. Trigger is inside a person, and only that person with the help of God. Yeah. See, that's it. With the help of God. I like that. See, with the help of God, how do you get that help? Just keep focusing. Keep practicing. It's like a practice. You keep practicing, and by, you realize that you'll let it go. You can sit there and try to analyze it with everybody and spend all your time. Yeah, it's my inner child. It's my this. And oh, yes, this. You spend like an hour talking about all this and maybe feel a little really, I don't know, but so anyway, this is, I don't know, I recommend this too, just keep practicing, do whatever you got to do, want to do, and keep thinking about Krishna, keep thinking about his lotus feet, and then get so absorbed more and more in that, in the happiness of God. See, the inner child of God, because the inner child in the world is the false identification. Do you ever see an inner child in the world? They're really selfish. It's all about me, me, me. I mean, it's fine. You can get your little inner child. It's still selfish. Krishna is the inner child we're really looking for. See, inner child. See, the reflection. See, go inner and get to that child more. See, that inner child. Yeah, otherwise, you're into the psychology, which is they're looking at the reflection. It never works very good. This works perfectly. Ultimately, it works perfectly. The more we surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord, which is His name, just keep continually to chant. Just don't have to repress anything. Yeah, go jump and scream and yell and get angries and all that. That's all that false ID, and just go on chanting. Remember, I keep saying, just go on, when you're processing whatever, it's up, and just keep coming back to the chanting. By and by, you'll want to do more of that. See? Otherwise, this is just perpetuates. You go online. People go online. Yeah. Listen about my my geez, you spend like 2 hours talking about everybody's into you. Into you, is it the real you? I don't know. I don't think so. Does it make you happy? Does it make others happy? See, that's why I say this process. I'm sorry. I'm a teacher of what the Lord shows me that I follow. I keep surrendering my problems to the Lord. I get, sometimes I'm worried. I turn to the Lord. Just keep turning to His lotus feet. That's all I can teach. Some people don't like it. What is this? No, I don't, I want this to go. I'm feeding this. I want to feed this. I want to keep this around. I like this attention or whatever it is. Well, okay, to each his own. Yeah. Everything should be connected to Krishna here, not to go to ego, false ego. Yeah, yeah. I chanted and read as well. Why don't you focus on my reading? Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So continue doing that. So what's the trigger? You know, I didn't see that, but it doesn't matter. You did that, so you followed the process. There should be no trigger, but it does. You know, well, should be no. Anyway, it just is what it is. Just keep practicing, keep turning to the reading and all of that stuff, you know, and do whatever you got to do. You know, everybody's got their journey. Yeah. I got mine, you got yours. You know, I'm just doing this. I just, you know, and I'm just sharing. You forget what you say. Yeah, see all this stuff. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to be focused on that anymore. I just wanted to just share what I shared. I have never stopped turning to. Yeah, good. Okay. So you never, that's good. Very nice. Yeah. Maybe somebody else needed to hear that. Yeah. You're not the only person. We got 17 people here. Maybe that'd be useful for somebody else. I don't know. Yeah, you didn't need to hear that. You know, you're doing that. So good. Wonderful. Yeah. Well, that's one thing is the see that inner child work, and that's fine if people want to do it, but still, you see, that's the reflection, and that inner child in the false ID wants the attention because that's children are just naturally want attention, you know, and so anyway, ultimately, Krishna also the real Krishna, the eternal Krishna also wants attention, and that's for our benefit. And that inner child becomes you can become very childlike. This is the transformation. This is the spiritual rebirth. Is you so get into the inner child, which is Krishna, and feed him, and not the false ID. See, this is what psychologists, you know, they get you, you know, that's why it costs a lot of money. They keep you strong, and it never fully heals. It can't because it's not the eternal self. It's just you get back into that. So you know that thing. Well, if you want to go that long route, great. This is the shortcut. Get into the inner child of Krishna, which you do by hearing, chanting, remembering, being around devotees like this. If you get triggered by what I say here, okay, well, look at what's going on. You're being triggered. What is it? My fault that I triggered you, or is it like something coming up and you know to look at? That's the way I view. If I get triggered by something, I look. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, why am I triggered with this? Yeah, try to get a little introspective. But anyway, it's the inner child of Krishna. I mean, this is good to know, isn't it? Good to know about, let's get into the inner child of Krishna, because if you do that, you naturally become playful because Krishna's playful. You become expressed because Krishna's expressive. See? And Krishna is all about the true self, and you become into that, and then you heal people. May trigger a few people, but you heal. It's a healing. Everything is a healing. You get people. The truth will set you free. I'm sorry. I'm committed to the truth. The truth is the real inner child is that Krishna. Even shows in the stories. He's a child. So he's born. He's born in this new Vrindavan here. He's born of the word we speak. We cause that resurrection of Krishna from speaking about him. Triggered because you told me to get help? Oh, it's great, man. You know, it's good you got help. It's good. I'm learning too. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you say you get help, you know, but you know, then, you know, there's a lot of conflict going in, you know, inside everyone. Not everyone, but you know, most people. Conflict. See, I just gave you a little advice. Get some help, and this is part of the experience. And part of my experience. I learned too. I watch the thing about that work and everything, and then Krishna shows me stuff, and I comment on it. I hope if it doesn't help. It's not about it's never enough. This is all daddy stuff, man. I'm sorry, but it's daddy stuff. It's never enough. I'm just trying to please you. I'm not your friggin' daddy, man. I'm bringing you to friendship level. And that goes for everybody. How to be a friend of Krishna. What comes in the way is the daddy issues. This is everybody's unhappiness is this stuff with the daddies and all. It's all going to come up, and I don't know if you're ever going to heal it. That's why my way to heal my own things is I just keep chanting, keep surrendering. Here's my unhappiness, Lord. I'm happy. Gohari, triggered me. You could, just okay. This is my unhappiness, Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It'll never be enough, man. All this, it's never enough for children. It's never enough for the mundane child. Nothing in this world is enough. It'll be never enough healing that way. You're going to need, it's just, that's the way it is, that thing. It's just, yeah. You got to get into it's never enough about, never hear enough about Krishna. It's never enough of Krishna. That everything gets transcended, and this is the way. It pisses people off, and you don't like what I say, and you'll never please, right? You can never please me because you never please your daddy. You never can. You never can please Maya. She's never enough. So it's all just to be transcended. It's going to just be never enough with Krishna. And it's going to be great when it's never enough. It's perfect. You're going to be happy it's never enough. I'm not blaming you for my triggers. Good. You did not put my trigger in me. You just triggered me. Okay, great. Awesome. Making progress now. My Father is pleased with me. Good. Hey, making progress again. See, Krishna is always pleased too. See, it's like you don't have to, in the world, you work for the pleasure of people, fathers, teachers, and all that stuff. And with God, you also you work for his pleasure by chanting, which is, if you consider that work, you're working for his pleasure, but that you just get into his pleasure. That's the thing. The chanting, we start meditating on the truth and are set free. Oh, it's the Krishna's always steeped in pleasure. He's steeped in pleasure of being with his devotees. We're steeped in pleasure of being with Krishna. See, just that's the trick to end this illusion. Ultimately, we become steeped in the pleasure of God. He's meditating on his devotees, who are his life and soul, and Krishna and devotees are meditating on Krishna's pleasure, or Krishna, who's steeped in pleasure and who is their life and soul. Gives real life and happiness. Good. Okay, great. So, yeah. So, what was I going to do here? Krishna. A wise person in his heart serves your lotus feet. Then any sins he may have done are all nullified. Okay? So anyway, it takes a while. If he rejects your service, he gets all sinful reactions, even though he may not have done any sinful deed. Ooh, that's an author unknown. Not by wearing saffron cloth, not by restricting food and other sense activities, not by living in the forest, not by discussing philosophy, and not by observing a vow of silence, but only by even the slightest beginning of devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Govinda, who enjoys pastimes on the Yamuna's wide banks, is Kamadev stopped. The words Krishna, Krishna are sufficient to purify people's sins. If they have blissful service to Lord Mukunda, then the goddess of liberation bows before their feet. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. You can't find it. It's Padmavali something. It's in some. You can't. It's too difficult to find. So don't worry about it. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Haribo. So, give us a word there, Shama Sundari. Oh, I gotta do this.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
How are you?
All right, sort of.
Tired?
No, it's
Triggered?
just, yeah, just, I maybe I just sometimes, I think it just comes along with, teaching, It just comes along with the territory, you get students, they going through stuff. I can't help picking things up sometimes, you're dealing with it and meditating on, Yeah. It's just how it is, What are you going to do? So that's my honest feeling. So how are you?
I'm super fine. But yeah, with Krishna, I don't have nothing to share because I am working with him right now, like on intimacy, like there are a lot of stuff in my space which I have to think about this and so on and so on and so on and so on. But truly, really, I discovered that I talk with him about everything, about those people, about those business, about those plan, and then I'm getting sort of relief and clarity. But
Oh,
it's
great.
a little bit different because I have to now, like thinking about stuff and so on.
Yeah.
But I give everything upon him, and it works very, 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 very nice. And it's also funny because before I was like, when I had to, for example, send some letter or do some stuff or call somebody, before I never did it because the truth is I never cared, like for me those things can wait, and I was always hanging stuff, like yeah. And now with Krishna, when Krishna is all the time present, I'm doing everything like immediately, because now I feel like nothing can hang, around my mind, around my head, because it has to be there must be all the time place and space to connect with him.
Yeah. Wow, great process.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Yeah. So what are you going to read for us today?
I have 50 minutes because I go to work.
Okay.
You have any idea?
What? Oh yeah. Okay. How about let's see.
I am in prabhupadabooks.com.
Okay, PrabhupadaBooks.com. Okay. Okay. How about? Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, this is okay. Oops. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Madhya Lila, chapter 11.
Madhya Lila, chapter 11, yes?
Yeah, in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Like from the beginning, yes?
Yeah.
Text.
Probably.
And I read only translations, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yeah, I just want to say this is the kind of stuff that this is, the mood. Anyway, this is my difficult. When I had, just go ahead and read. It's not you, nothing about you.
Tell. I don't want to see you trigger. What you
Well,
want to
no,
say?
it's just, see, this stuff. This is called processing. People going through their unhappiness and their stuff with other people, and anyway, this is the trick: is to get people to get so much into Krishna's happiness, they get out of hating other people, envious of other people. All that stuff is a hindrance to go. Ultimately. I mean, maybe it's necessary. People got to go with whatever they got to go through, but it does. I mean, I feel like I'm in the kirtan of Lord Caitanya, and we're just happy moods. I mean, that's the ideal, happy mood with the devotees, and no more envy, no jealous, no hatred towards brothers and sisters. But in our sangha, it's still going on, and
It's ugly. You shouldn't look at this.
yeah. I mean, I just lose it, man. That's why,
I think it's doing with purpose, that everybody sees.
yeah.
But
Not listening to this lady, this stuff, this is see, this
it's
is
revealing. She's revealing herself. That it means, other words, I don't want to listen the pastime. It's revealing. So don't worry, Guru Maharaj. Try to not look at the chat, and it's ugly. Just let it go.
well, this is the stuff, this is what we're dealing with. This is the stuff inside, that I just all I can say is just please keep turning it over to Krishna and get through it gradually. And see, it's horrible stuff. This stuff. It's like Bhaktivinoda was talking about. Man, I'm envious of my brothers. I hate them. I hatred. I don't want them to wish them well. This is the demons inside of us all. And I don't know. Keep turning to Krishna and pray that he gets you out of that state. Somehow or other, because this just perpetuates over and over again this hatred towards each other. And it's a miracle that what we do, we get so far in this. It's just yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Lean back. Don't look at this chat. And
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at it.
breathe.
Yeah. So I'm not looking at the chart anymore. Anybody else wants, you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
All glories to you, Shilagora Haridas, that you are providing us anyway, Anyway. It's really nice from you. Thank you so much.
We'll do what we can do here.
Wow, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu merged the entire world into the ocean of ecstatic love by performing his beautiful dances within the temple of Jagannatha. He danced exquisitely and jumped high. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Sri Advaita Prabhu. And all glories to the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The next day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give him permission to submit statement without fear. What does it mean? Which statement? Which?
Well, you'll see.
Okay. The Lord gave the Bhattacharya assurance that he could speak without fear, but added that if his statement were suitable, he would accept it. And if were not, he would reject it. It's like you, Guru Maharaj. You have to accept some stuff and some reject.
Yeah. Well.
But you don't reject. And then you are becoming miserable.
Yeah. Good point. I'll learn. I'm slow learning.
We will go through this directly to Krishna.
With the help of the devotees, I'll make it through anything.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, there is a king named Prataparudra Raya. He's very anxious to meet you, and he wants your permission. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this proposal, he immediately covered his ears with his hands and said, my dear Sarvabhauma, why are you requesting such an undesirable things from me?
See the hypocrisy in that?
I don't see yet anything.
Yeah, it's hypocritical. Yeah, the Lord says, "Why are you requesting such an undesirable thing for me?" And the Lord's desire is to meet with the Lord, because that's his real nature, is to meet with his intimate devotees who love him. And he said, why are you requesting? He goes on the external thing. Why are you sannyasis think that, why should I meet a king and all that, why are you telling me such so go ahead. It's just kind of a joking.
So it's like teasing, yeah?
Yeah. And teaching something.
Yeah, but we have this in material world, yeah? When you have couple or man and woman, and woman doesn't want him, then he wants her more.
Yeah.
Always.
That's yeah.
Since I am in the renounce order, it is as dangerous for me to meet a king as to meet a woman. To meet either would be just like drinking poison. Greatly lamenting, the Lord then informed Sarvabhauma, alas, for a person who is seriously desiring to cross the material ocean and engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord without material motive, seeing a materialist engage in sense gratification or seeing a woman who is similarly interested is more abominable than drinking poison willingly. Yes. What is alas?
Alas means Oh my God. Oh my
Ah,
God.
woo,
Yeah,
party, party.
yeah. And that's see, that's if you have to take the sannyas order, that's kind of what's expected. You shouldn't look at a woman. You shouldn't even be in the same room with your mother alone. All kinds of things, you know. And so the Lord is basically saying, if you're seriously you want to cross over, it's going to take you many lifetimes. That's what these gurus were teaching and still do. Oh, you know, you got to do the be. That's why they separate the men from the women in the temples. You notice? Oh, very dangerous. And they put the sorry, make sure that the chest isn't shown, and all these things, because you know you can get agitated. So in Kali Yuga, no one, if you want to make significant spiritual progress, that's not the way. The way is the mercy of a Vaishnava. Because the mercy of the Vaishnava, you cross over this ocean, not by your rules and regulations in regulative devotion. You cross over by mercy, the mercy of the Lord coming through that gift being given through his representative. And then you see, then you're protected. You're protected. You notice people can be a little more relaxed here. You know, I don't say, oh, you're a woman there. Let's take your picture down here. I'm sorry, man. We can't see you. Yeah. And you know, we could be in the same rooms and stuff like that because we have the mercy of the Lord. And we have that attainment because we found the real path beyond this Varnashram system way, which is very slow. And that's basically the preaching here is teaching all about this kind of way of deliverance. Yeah, it's the best. Yeah,
I
go ahead.
didn't hear, but it's the best for sure.
It's the best. It's the best.
Sarva Buma. Koda Bauma. My dear Lord, what you have said is correct, but this king is not an ordinary king. He's a great devotee and servant of Lord Jagannatha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, although it is correct that the king is a great devotee, he's still to be considered of venomous snake. Similarly, even though a woman be made of wood, one becomes agitated simply by touching her form.
Yeah. See that if you're a sannyasi and you don't have love of God, you touch a woman or a man touches a, you know, there's some kind of lust, agitation, which is natural because of procreation. See? But if you have the mercy of the Lord, you have love of Krishna, you touch a man or a woman touches a man, you might still feel because it's natural. You got a body, but you're cool. You stay. Your heart stays purified because of love of God. This is a new teaching that nobody knows. This is you're protected by this your love for God because that's what's pure. That's what's a Vrindavan. See, in Vrindavan, the gopis had their husbands and wives and they procreated and everything, but they had this loving relationship with Krishna and it was pure, ecstatic, and it was priority, primal. See, it's primal. That's why you'll always ultimately get in problems when you have relationships with people that God is not their primal thing because it always ends up being something about yourself that becomes primal, something and the false ego. So if you get into a relationship, with real devotees who have real devotion, you'll make it, you know, because that's the center is the Lord, your love for the Lord. That's why the gopis relationships held together, or all the residents, because Krishna was their central force, their primary attraction. See, then it can work in this world. Otherwise, it won't work. Nothing will work. As soon as one partner or the other, you know, starts deviating their focus away from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, love for God, and loving relations and stuff like that, they become selfish, and then they want to bring you down to their level, just naturally, because that's what people do. They want to. They start to think you're crazy too. That's what the husband of Mirbai did. He couldn't. Her primal relationship was with God, Krishna, and he didn't like it at all. He was, always trying to bring her down, end up trying to poison her, all kinds of weird things. So, if you want a relationship, make sure, especially if you're at this level of devotion, then make sure your partner has or is really interested in that. Otherwise, it'll be problematic. It'll be a big lesson. Yeah. Because if you're a real devotee, you won't leave Krishna for, some selfish endeavor, the false ego. People want to cultivate their material mindset and everything. Yeah. Won't be.
Yeah. I was 3 years in relationship, and it was like easy going, never fighting, blah blah blah. And 1 year ago, we had a, a conversation about God.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy who's believing in a Big Bang, and even this is like very, very not logically oriented,
Yeah.
whatever. So he was never interested in my relationship with God, and he never he had no interest, and he doesn't
Yeah.
believe it. He thinks like I
Yeah.
am, in La La Land on ego trip,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like traumatized. That's why I'm
Yeah.
holding something invisible. And we had this conversation, and he was calling me out, like trying to really convince me, because I said to him that I trust God in every situation of my life. I have like
Yeah.
thousands proofs, and I always
Yeah.
rely on him. And
Yeah.
he twisted like I am not worthy of trust because when we should be couple and we are doing stuff, and then I trust Krishna, then I will be passive, and I will not do anything. And I said, no, I will always keep going doing stuff, but my background is God and I trust him. So and it was more there. So this was this kind of conversation, and I have to really say that this was when I was broken, because
Yeah.
the most integrated part of myself, it was like neglected and disgusted and so on and so on. And then
Yeah.
I hide it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that it was one of the one of the baddest, worst,
Oh, worst. Yeah. Worst,
one of
maybe.
the worst experience in my life, But then after 1 year, Krishna came like 1,000 much more than ever
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 It fills in the gap.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So it was perfect. Basically, it's honesty that makes it. He came out, put his cards on the table. This is, basically, and it was good. You both got clear about the situation, where you're both at and what you wanted, in the relationship and stuff.
Mm.
Mm.
Just just as one is immediately frightened upon seeing a serpent,
Live servant. Live
live
servant.
serpent, or even the form of serpent, one endeavoring for self-realization should similarly fear a materialistic person and a woman. Indeed, he should not even glance at their bodily features.
Yeah, and I just love how, like the Lord shows demonstratively that the devotees are protected. Govinda's dealing with people that have materialistic tendencies and problems and all that all the time, and it doesn't affect. It's not. As a matter of fact, it enhances. People become purified by associating with devotees. But see, religion is not on that level. Religion is is this beginning thing, and is very rigid rules, regulation. There's no real heart in it yet, no real compassion in it yet. So this is we need this elevation, and that's really beautiful. It's working in our sangha, where people, the love of God is being manifested in people, and the power of that love. That's what the demonstration, people need to see the power of this love to take their problems away, just like that verse I just read. You know, this when you serve the lotus feet of the Lord, which you're serving his name and his pastimes with attachment, ecstatic attachment, though it just makes everything work. It gives purification to your own heart and to others, and it actually saves the planet, man, because it gives some real life to the planet. It's just like, you know, you could look at the planet like a tree that's really dry right now because much of it is cut off by this Maya, and it's being choked. You know, like these. You ever see these parasites that's living on a tree and they suck the life out of it? See, that's kind of what this planet is full of, these kind of parasites sucking the life out of it with the lies and they're sucking all. See, truth, Mother Earth. If you look at the Bhagavatam cosmic perspective, Mother Earth was praying to the Lord and saying, you know, this is too big a burden to have on me. I can bear anything except the burden of a liar. See, and it's a big burden on Mother Earth, this lie. This is why ultimately what we're doing and what God's doing, you know, with his transcendental presence of ultimate truth is going to be the liberation of everyone, because it's the truth that sets everyone completely free, not mode goodness truth, not mode, you know, not lies, and not that kind level of truth. It needs to be the ultimate truth will set people free and set them on the proper path and everything. Otherwise, it's just, you know, Mother Earth is burdened. That's why you see it's really heavy and people feeling it. They're feeling this. It's almost like a birth pangs, you know, this thing going on, this friction and stuff. And it's causing causing devotees to pray harder. You know, all over the world, devotees are praying. You could be a Christian, a Muslim. If you're somewhat awake, you're praying. Even people in the New Age that have some spirit connection, they're also praying for something. They're looking. You know, like that dollar vigilante guy. He's kind of New Age guy. He's up praying, man, saying, hey, you know, looking into Indian philosophy and looking for some deeper truth to help him deal with this, what's coming. And ultimately, it's the truth. The ultimate truth is we have it in our hands. These truths that are in the Bhagavatam and Gita, also in the Bible, in the right understanding, when you have the right picture of that. This stuff and the name of God, you know, to chant it with attachment. Hey, this is how it's. People here are already delivered. You know, they're already raptured. You know, look at Shamasundar. She's raptured. She's enraptured with the Lord. Go ahead there, Rita.
But Acharya, if you continue to speak like this, you will never see me here again. Therefore, you should never let such a request come from your mouth. Being afraid, Sarvabhauma returned home and began to meditate on the matter.
Yeah, he's thinking, why is the Lord like? Why is he so strict? You know, you know, he knows. You know, see, the one level of Raganuga Bhakti is free. The Lord ain't subject to rules and regulations and all. If a person loves him, he reciprocates. That's his nature. He was already reciprocating internally. Yeah, what's the finger? Yeah. He was already reciprocating internally with Mars Pratapuja. You know, that's like he's, you know, it's hypocrisy. It's transcendental hypocrisy. It's beautiful when it's related to the Lord. Devotees laugh and they
Yeah.
see, this gives you happiness, but the hypocrisy of these guys in the world cause misery with people, you know?
Yeah, but when Chaitanya is so sarcastic, you feel it from this verse. You see the mood, you know, and it's very different than sarcasm here. It's like so pure, so teasing, so
Yeah,
joyful,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
staying with
yeah,
love. There is a love
yeah,
attitude,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like the tension, more separation, more
Yeah.
forbidden,
Oh yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know about that. Yeah, that's how it is. Maharaj Pratapuja was like that. It increased his desire to meet the Lord. So he was ready to do the big drama. I'll renounce my kingdom and take an earring of a beggar and just go about begging food to get the mercy of Lord. See, it's the greatest show on earth. Where do you get a king to do that? Well, you watch. I'm going to get a few of these sannyasis and gurus to do that, man. That's we're going to get them dramatic. They're going to say, Lord Chaitanya's amazing grace place. Oh, we just didn't know. How was this? Oh, yes, we'll give up everything for this. Yes, we want love of God. Could you imagine? Wouldn't that be great? Get one of them to do that. Even one. Let's see what kind of drama the Lord has planned for this thing. Yeah, Lord, come on, let it rap. Let's get the drama really going, man. What is this? 16 people. Let's get 16,000, 16 million into the greatest show on earth, man. Love of Krishna for everybody. Easy peasy.
At this time, Maharaja Prataparudra arrived at Jagannath Puri, Purushottama, and accompanied by his secretaries, ministers, and military officers, went to visit the temple of Lord Jagannatha. When King Prataparudra returned to Jagannath Puri, Ramananda Raya also came with him. Ramananda Raya immediately went to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great pleasure. Upon meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Raya offered his obeisance. The Lord embraced him. Ooh. And both of them began to cry in the great ecstasy of love. Yeah, this is what you are showing us, and this is what you are learning us more and more and more, and again and again and again and again. I remember when I came, and it was like so big deal about those symptoms, symptoms, show symptoms, show symptoms. I was like, man, what do you want? What's is the problem? Can we just not talk about Radha and Krishna and be nice, and releasing some secret stuff? And I couldn't understand what is the symptoms, why you need these symptoms. And now I understand why it's needed.
Yeah, it's the symptoms are the symptoms of deep love. See, the symptoms and that love are like synonymous. So the deeper the loves, the deeper the symptoms, the deeper the ecstasy, the deeper the manifestation in the body. It's so much you can't contain it, because the Lord's presence is powerful. That communion is powerful. And so it gives also deep revelation of, because you're like doing a mind, this Vulcan mind melt with God. What he knows, you start to understand because he's so close in you. And that's what Krishna said that to Radharani. He says in that verse in chapter 1 of Adi Lila. I look at her love; it's so deep. She's trembling, just seeing my picture and all these symptoms of love. She knows so much about me, more than I even know about myself, because of the strength of her love. See, stuff like that. Yeah, that's why people should be. You should be here in droves. Devotees here. This manifestation of Krishna and Radha's love and truth is here in our sangha. But people, you see, they need purification. Even in our sangha, people are still getting over envy of each other and hatred of each other's, and So it's just it's a process. Yeah, so we just go on. I just go on. I don't always, like this, deal with all this stuff, but you just go on, get up and just move on. Everybody, if you're knocked down by your jealousies and angers and hatreds, just get up, offer it to Krishna and move on and apologize if you can, and just keep going. Keep going until you're purified of all of that. And then you'll find happiness. The selfishness of this inner child, even it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect in this world. You won't get it there. Children are selfish. When you go back to that selfish child, they're also envious and jealous of people getting the attention. It's not there. It's in the inner child, ultimately, of Krishna. He's the inner child, right? Inner child. Hint, hint, hint. Get it? Anybody? Go ahead.
Yeah.
One devotee was preaching to me about the inner child work you should do. Or, you should be thinking more inner child work and big, long, mundane thing about it. And I was like, come on, man, this is, see, again, they want to teach me about inner child. So I'm into inner child work. I'm really into it, man, big time. It's all about inner child work. When you're in your inner child, you're very playful and loving and ecstatic, and sometimes angry like inner children. See, it's all, you get into that true inner child more and more. I know people can't do it right away, but just keep offering, keep surrendering your misery to the Lord in his pastimes. Just keep surrendering all. If you're miserable here, you're miserable in life, you're miserable being around, this is just keep surrendering it to hearing, chanting, remembering. Do the best you can. Do whatever you got to do in the world. Go to psychologists, or I don't know, whatever you
But
got to do.
this is what you are saying, Guru Maharaj. It requires inner strength, it requires responsibility, it requires decision. The person inside, you have to decide, okay, this is my bullshit, so many bullshit, and I decide to give a Krishna. But what is happening? This bullshit is coming, and it's like, it's like one with the bullshit, and the bullshit spread the bullshit and make responsible everyone for this bullshit everywhere. It's like this, what you are saying, it requires the character just a little bit, like feeling yourself, not being all those bullshit parts, they are doing with you victim.
There's a part you got to see that. Look at this, look at me, I've got this envy, I got this hatred towards this person. You got to see, that's my bullshit. You got to, at some point, you got to get there. Otherwise, you're like the Democrats. You're always blame. Oh, it's your fault for this. You're in the bullshit. Completely identified. So anyway, gradually, hopefully, you get more and more and see, this is my bullshit that I'm envious. This is my problem. I'm envious of people's good fortune. That's the human. Humans are envious and jealous and all of this. And gradually we becoming devotees, and that means it takes more over the devotional character, the characteristics of divinity. I mean, otherwise, what do you want to stay like? This is the world. The world hates each other. They're envious of each other. They're envious of people's progress, good, fortune, and all that stuff. So in our Sangha, you got to develop some awareness that, look at me, I'm envious of this, and I'm jealous. I'm, and look at I identified. So anyway, hopefully these talks will help.
You are very optimistic, Guru Maharaj.
I'm an optimist.
And a little bit naive, but let's see
naive,
what
yes.
Lord has for us.
I'm always hoping. I want everybody to make it.
Fake it till you make it. So the Lord embraced him, and both of them began to cry in the great ecstasy of love. What, Guru Maharaj?
No. I was
breathing.
I was just breathing. I should. Sometimes I feel everything I'm saying, I gotta get myself more in hot water. You know, I gotta be.
Seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intimate dealings with Sri Ramandaraya, all the devotees there were astonished. All devotees were astonished, not jealous.
Yeah. Intimate dealings. Yeah, that's why. See, and see what that shows you how close the relationship he was with Ramananda Roy. He would say, hey, you should meet the king, man. He was more like a Nityananda mood, the Ramananda Roy. He was more like a person that has love in their heart for God. He doesn't care anything about the rules. This is preaching from in our Chaitanya Church. He doesn't care anything about the rules and regulations when he's influenced by love of Krishna. You know, and he say, hey, you should meet the king, man. He loves you, man. Forget about these rules and regulations. Give him some mercy, man. Can you imagine having a relationship? You actually tell God what to do. You know, you act as his advice. And look, the Lord's a little afraid, isn't he? He kind of, well, Ramananda, you should consider this. I love him. Oh, God, I like. That's my Lord. Lord, I can be, that kind of stuff, man. You know, really like, hey, come on, man, give some mercy to this person, man. You know, hey, get this devotee over her envy, man. Get her over. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Why are you holding back? Why do you keep that person like that? You get rid of that. Okay, there you go. Go ahead, Derek. She's a very thoughtful thinker. She considers everything, analyzes everything deeply.
Ramananda Raya said, I duly inform King Prataparudra of your order for me to retire from service. By your grace, the king was pleased to relieve me of these material activities. I said, Your Majesty, I am now not willing to engage in political activities. I desire only to stay at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kindly give me permission. When I submitted this proposal, the king immediately became very much pleased upon hearing your name. Indeed, he instantly arose from his throne and embraced me. My dear Lord, as soon as the king heard your holy name, he was immediately overwhelmed by great ecstatic love. Catching my hand, he displayed all the symptoms of love. As soon as he heard my petition, he immediately granted me a pension without reductions. Thus the king granted me a full salary as a pension and requested me to engage without anxiety in the service of your lotus feet.
Look at that. My God. You know, could you imagine? He was denied an interview. He's a king. Ramananda Roy is just his servant. He was denied the interview with Lord Caitanya. And then Ramananda Roy comes and says, oh, the Lord wants me to go to Jagannath Puri and engage in being close to him. And the king can't even get an interview. And he didn't have any envy or jealousies or anything, but gave him a pension. That's uncommon. That shows you he was a devotee. Only devotees can act like that. Can you imagine? It's the Lord wanted to show the wonderful character of his devotees. So all of us can become like that in due course, because it's in everybody. We just got to get purified of this old self thing. It doesn't cause anybody happiness, the envies, the jealousies, and all of that stuff. Because see, Mars Prataprudra had devotee understanding because of bhakti, and he knew by serving the devotees he would get that interview. See, that's the intelligence you get. And that's the intelligence that you'll get here when you keep continuing. Then when the Lord really gives you the understanding, you realize, oh, by serving the devotees who are getting an interview, like for me, like I look at Shama Sundari, my God, the Lord is being very kind to her. You know, the Lord is giving her so much mercy. So I know by serving her, by trying to be nice to her and all this, the Lord's going to be kind to me. See, I'm going to get the mercy of these devotees. They're going to think well of me. Okay? But anyway, gradually, by and by, you start thinking in truth, because that's the truth. Lord Caitanya taught this. When he served his devotees, he folded their dhotis because they had devotion. They were real devotees of Krishna. He gave them Ganga water, and they all said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He said, "Well, by serving you, I'm going to get a relationship with Krishna. There's no other way. It is by giving respect and honor and service to real devotees who've gotten the mercy of the Lord." See, and so everyone, as you'll advance, not just thinking, I'm just serving Gohari and all that, you'll see the devotees here are getting the mercy. Govinda is getting the mercy. Shama Sundari is getting it, and you'll be very happy for them. If you're not, that's good awareness. Okay, this is my contamination in my heart, and just offer it to the Lord, and He'll help you. You keep keep chanting, keep surrendering, and by you'll get over it. Because otherwise, it's not a devotee. That's not devotional to be envious and jealous and hate your brothers and sisters here and just say, well, I'm only into guru. Okay, people do that. That's called neophyte. Neophytes are like that. They give respect to their guru and Krishna, but other Vaishnavas they don't like. Devotees here, I'm telling you, this is the advanced course, and you're just going to have to deal with it, man. You're in the green berets of Krishna consciousness here. And it's a fire here, and that's the fire, man. All this stuff is being thrown in the fire. People getting the mercy here, and that's just how it is. And whoever's gotten the more mercy that you can see, when you give them respect and honor and all of that, the more you're going to get over your problems. By serving the Vaishnavas, we get over our problems. Serving the Vaishnavas and getting the mercy, we get over these obstacles. So, yeah.
Yeah, yesterday I was noticing, I was walking at the evening and listening to Bhakta Tom. He was like playing guitar 3 hours. And it was nice. The beginning was like, ooh, edgy, but then it was very, very nice. Very, very nice.
Ah.
So, just listening about Lord and how what Lord does with him, it was very nice, very pleasing. And then I was walking to the park next to my home, and I noticed that my heart became lighter, like free from triggers and free from some people who were there like stuck, and contract. And then I have to say that I didn't do anything. I was not thinking about this. I was not convincing myself. I was not trying. I was just walking, and suddenly I noticed, okay, my heart is lighter. I don't really give a fuck now, It was like, wow. And then I have to always remember what you are saying on your lecture, and this is all true, all true, all true. Your words are becoming my experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep the lotus feet of the Lord will get us through it. Otherwise, it's a very long road. These other things you go through these other ways, A lot of times it just perpetuates you meditating on this stuff. You got to get into the truth about the matter. Otherwise, you're in the lie. Oh, your inner child. Oh, yes, let's talk about this. Yes, it's your. Oh, yes. people are not giving you enough attention. Oh yes, let me give you, yes, yes. And you see, and then it's all about that, and then everybody's meditating on that, and it makes it more real, you know. And so anyway, this the truth is, hey, just kind of just keep, you know, offering it to the Lord, and just let that kind of fade away. This, you know, it's human. You know, the human thing wants attention and wants to be the center and all of that, but it's all illusion, man. I mean, it's temporary. It's imitation of God. Krishna wants to be the center. I just give, you know, I just keep thinking truth, truth. What is the truth about it? Okay, Krishna wants to be the center of attention. I'm good with that because I'm happy when he's the center. You know, I feel better. I feel more clear. I feel happier. I feel
Yeah,
purified.
yeah.
I feel free. Yeah, go ahead.
When Krishna is the center, this is all true. You detached from anything, you know, from all modes of nature. It's amazing. Guru Maharaj, I was telling you about my experience. Like, I thought, like, okay, I met Krishna in human being, you know, and it was like so astonishing and so attraction and wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
So before awakening, I was like, I have to have it, you know. It's my all dreams come true. It's like everything what I wanted, what I ever wanted. I was meditating on this. I was asking, I was praying, I was writing, I was journaling, I was crazy, I couldn't sleep. It was like pastime. Okay. And then now Krishna is the center, and I can go, meet, see, enjoy, but no attachment. No expectation, no hoping, nothing. Everything is clear.
Oh wow, what
It's
clarity, huh?
beautiful.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it means that I have my power. I conserve my power, because before my power was like outside, projecting
Yes.
outside, you know.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. This I have to have. This.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's like in
Yeah.
the center, in my heart with Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's more simple.
So I have 10-15 minutes more. Then Maharaja Prataparudra, very humble, said, I am most fallen and abominable, and
See,
I am
she's tricky. You know how Shama Sundari is tricky.
quite tricky.
She told me she had 15 minutes before, and now it's another 15 minutes.
50. Then I had
Oh, it's 50.
50.
Oh, okay.
Now I have
Okay. Okay.
15.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
I have
Okay.
8. I have 8, but I
Okay.
will make
Okay.
15.
15. Okay. You just get it done faster, the other stuff. Go
I'm
ahead.
like
Yeah,
late to my work every day.
it's worth it.
So, I am most fallen, and I am unfit to receive an interview with the Lord. One's life is successful if one engage in his service. The king then said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, the son of Maharajananda. He's very merciful, and I hope that in the future birth he will allow me an interview. My lord, I don't think that there is even a fraction of Maharaja Prataparudra's loving ecstasy in me. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, My dear Ramananda Raja, you are the foremost of all the devotees of Krishna. Therefore, whoever loves you is certainly a very fortunate person. Because the king has shown so much love for you, Lord Krishna will certainly accept him. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, those who are my direct devotees are actually not my devotees, but those who are the devotees of my servant are factually my devotees. My devotees take great care and respect in rendering me service. They offer obeisance to me with all their bodily limbs. They worship other devotees and find all living entities related to me. This is true. For me, they engage the entire energy of their bodies. They engage the power of speech in the glorification of my qualities and form. They also dedicate their minds unto me and try to give all kinds of material desires. Give up all kinds, and try to give up all kinds of material desires. Thus, my devotees are characterized. Beautiful verse. I have to copy this.
Yeah, it's a fantastic verse.
Wow. Wow. Lord Shiva told the goddess Durga, my dear Devi, although the Vedas recommended worship of demigods, the worship of Lord Vishnu is topmost. However, above the worship of Lord Vishnu is the rendering of service to Vaishnavas, who are related to Lord Vishnu.
Yeah, you
Though,
see, it's logical because when you render service to Vaishnavas who have this relation to Lord Vishnu, Vishnu is in your heart, but most people are cut off because of the Maya and speculations and all kinds of envies, jealousy, all these things. So when you render service to a Vaishnava, it simply starts with hearing. See, you start to get your they're like a transcendental psychiatrist. You get your mind in right. You know, you get purified by the ecstatic devotion of the devotees. It purifies your heart too, and their words purify your mind. So rendering service to devotees is better than rendering service to the deity or the super soul in their heart that most people are more or less cut off from. This speeds up the process. This is why Krishna says those who worship me directly may or may not attain me, longer process. But those who serve my devotees and hear from my devotees, they attain me without doubt. And that goes for everybody here. I don't care how envious or jealousies you're working through or whatever it is. If you continue to serve here, you will attain Krishna. You'll go overcome all of these obstacles because the Lord is pure, and it's this process is very purifying, but that's why it's so intense. That's why, when this stuff is still in you, it feels bad. I mean, it hurts. It makes you miserable, makes other people miserable because that's, what has to be purified. And if you stick it out, everybody, then you'll get over it eventually because it's powerful, the process here. We're coming out of this soup of the modes of nature with all that's going on in this, and we're coming out of that, so yeah.
those who austerity is meager meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees.
Yeah, that I see here all the time. If you're too much, I mean, it's not that it's austerity here, but Maya, if you're not like done too much, if you like really attached to the illusion, you're really attached to the world, you won't even do the austerity of turning your camera on. That's how weak people come. There are a lot of people, they come here and they really kind of like what we do, and all of a sudden you don't see them anymore because, their family is so important. The TV is so important. The politics are so important.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. What?
Just because of Krishna, I can stand my family,
Yeah.
Without the Krishna, I could not stand them.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, they go right into their family. See, that's because you're a devotee, and the Lord knows that. So if you're austerity, which is not that hard, that's why I keep just saying, all you have to do is the austerity. Turn your camera on regularly here, and you're going to get strength to overcome the Maya. We need this mercy. And if you can't do that, what can be done? If you can't follow this advice, associate regularly with the devotees here, making it so easy, turn your camera on and get spiritual strength to overcome all of these things. Otherwise, how can you do it? Maya is very, very strong in the world. We're in her domain. It's kind of like, you remember Gajendra, the story? The crocodile was in the water. That was its natural place. The water gives the crocodile strength. See? And Gajendra was in the water, and that's not the elephant's natural place of power and strength. See? So the crocodile was winning. See? So that's this Maya. So Gajendra figured it out after fighting with this crocodile, and it was always pulling on him and everything. He turned, chanted the mantra, Om Namo, that he remembered in a past life that he got from his guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He just kept chanting that, and the Lord came and pulled him out. That's what we're doing here. See, the Lord will pull you out of this pull of the Maya. And it takes the association of devotees. Did you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, the realizations were popping up like mushrooms, after rain. And especially when I was listening to you or Lalita or even Bhaktatom, I was like, they were coming. But then I realized, okay, it doesn't matter to follow them because they are so much and about everything. So I will not, I trust that when something has to be spoken, then Krishna give me in the right time my, voice. And I had lately realizations which came from my experience. So when we had this edgy, shaky life few days ago, I felt at the beginning like I don't want to show my experience with Krishna right now. I don't feel like this is the safe place. So it was like maybe 24 hours like this. I felt like disgusted, very disgusted. But then right now it's not like I will never let anybody to come closer to me, but right now I don't mind, because from when somebody attacks me and then I give this to Krishna, then I'm getting like 10 times much stronger, So it's not like anymore like shy, like not showing, like disgusting and being like, no. It gives me 10 times much power, I feel literally that I grow. It's beautiful. It was amazing. And I am like very, very confident right now.
I noticed that. I noticed they had that switch. Yeah. See, that's the empowerment coming through you. You realize this is Krishna power. Yeah. Yeah. See, that they like shyness and holding back, all that is because of not having that power coming through.
Yeah. It's very mystic, because when somebody attacks you, and you are like defending and taking this and then you will lose. But when you say like Krishna, it's like a swallow, like some, like some protection, then you are getting much, 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 much stronger. I cannot explain it, but it was actually very big experience to feel this.
That's great. Awesome.
It's like superpower.
Yeah.
Guru Maharaj.
You gotta go.
I need to go and I don't want to. But I will keep listening.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what happens.
I wish you an amazing day.
Thank you. You too. You have a great day. Yeah.
Thank you, Shama.
Thank you.
Yeah, great reading. Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
It's Elsie the beat guy.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Gauranga Nityananda Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. All right, I'm going to take a little break, take some Z's or something. Thank you all for coming today, and we'll be back in due course. And yeah, so Hare Krishna, everybody. Thanks, Govinda, for coming up.